Uneasy is the head that wears the crown, as famously written by Shakespeare, though it's often misquoted as heavy is the head by many. This line captures the weight of leadership and the complexities of ruling an entire nation. Yet not all royals have approached their responsibilities with a civic mindset. In fact, to paraphrase another famous saying, some royals have shown themselves to be quite like us. So today, let's take a look at some historical displays of royal pettiness. Now, before we dive into the tales of squabbling earls and royal quarrels, take a moment to subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories like these, and let us know in the comments about other historical figures you'd like to learn about. All right, everyone, let's jump into some stories about royals whose privilege allowed them to live by their own rules. Take, for example, England's King George IV. In 1794, he became engaged to Caroline of Brunswick-Wolfenbüttel, a match that was arranged mainly for financial benefit. George was heavily in debt, and Parliament promised him financial relief if he married a princess. While this arrangement made strategic sense, George was reportedly disappointed upon meeting his fiancée, and after their first encounter, drank heavily. The marriage proceeded, but with little warmth between them, and by the time George was crowned in 1821, he refused to let Caroline attend his coronation. She passed away shortly afterward, possibly due to illness, closing a chapter of royal discontent. Another unhappy royal pairing can be found in the story of King Edward II of England and his political marriage to Isabella of France in 1308. Edward maintained a close bond with Piers Gaveston, who may have been his lover, leading to tensions with his new bride. Some accounts even suggest Edward paid more attention to Gaveston than Isabella, creating a notorious royal scandal. Queens and kings often bear the weight of family relationships along with their royal duties. Queen Victoria, for example, had a strained relationship with her daughter Beatrice when Beatrice sought to marry. Victoria initially opposed the union, and when Beatrice insisted, Victoria refused to speak to her for months. Eventually, she agreed to the marriage on the condition that Beatrice stay close as her unofficial secretary, a compromise that revealed the Queen's possessive side. In Sweden, Maria Eleonora, wife of King Gustavus Adolphus, faced her own difficulties. After the birth of their daughter Christina, whom she'd hoped would be a son, Maria Eleonora became distant, struggling with her own mental health challenges, a tragic example of personal issues impacting royal family life. Among early monarchs, we see similar tales. King Clovis of the Franks, for example, was outraged when a soldier smashed a prized vase from a church. Although Clovis showed restraint at the time, he later took his revenge, punishing the soldier in a display that's now legendary. The 19th century pastry war between France and Mexico is another example of royal pettiness. When a French baker in Mexico City complained that local officials had damaged his shop, King Louis Philippe of France demanded reparation. When his demands went unmet, he blockaded Mexican ports, sparking the short-lived pastry war, a conflict named after such a seemingly trivial cause. Even in Russia, royal pettiness took strange forms. Tsar Peter III, known for his eccentric behavior, once discovered that a mouse had damaged one of his toy soldiers. In response, Peter staged a mock trial and executed the mouse for its crime. Such acts underscore how sometimes being in power meant never letting go of small grievances. So, which of these royals do you think takes the crown for pettiness? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching this video. Before we are ending the video, please make sure to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.